This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
It's Oh Behave with Arden Moore, the show that teaches you how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Join Arden as she travels coast to coast to help millions better understand why cats and dogs do what they do. Get the latest scoop on famous faces, their perfectly pampered pets, and who's walking who in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails, garner great pet tips, and have a doggone fur-flying fun time. So get ready for the pause and applause as we unleash your Oh Behave host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Now, in this special episode, we are spotlighting two very awesome people. Now, one has never really been much of a jogger, but then he agreed to run 101 miles in a fundraiser. Another survived a rocket blast in Afghanistan during her stellar Army career. Both got together and said, hey, let's team up. And team up they did. I am honored to welcome to our show two people dedicated to pairing up service dogs with military veterans in need. But we got to take this quick break, and you all know the drill. We got to sit, stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a pause. Four furry ones actually sit and stay. Oh Behave will be right back.
Pet Greens is proud to support Oh Behave on Pet Life Radio. Our small family farm produces live organic cat grass, catnip, and soft chew treats packed with green nutrition to help your pets truly thrive inside. We're partnering with pioneer cat behavior expert and best-selling author Pam Johnson-Bennett to help indoor cats live their best lives with indoor enrichment tips for their parents.
Anyone who knows me knows I am a very strong proponent for cats being indoors. But when we bring cats indoors, where I feel it's safest, we have an obligation to make sure they have a fulfilling life, that they get enrichment. And part of that enrichment is encouraging health. And a big part of that health is cat grass. Cat grass helps with the prevention of hairballs. It can help keep your cat away from houseplants. It's also fun for your cat. It's a natural behavior that your cat wants to chew, and you know that you're providing it in a safe way.
For more information on the benefits of cat grass and catnip for your cat's indoor enrichment, visit petgreens.com.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh Behave is back with more tail-wagging ways to achieve harmony in the household with your pets. Now, back to your fetching host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Please, at this time, give pause and applause from Dogtopia. We have Jordan Cerrillo and Gretchen Evans. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Oh my gosh. Everyone, come on. For the three people on the planet that don't know Dogtopia, Mr. Jordan, you are a regional manager for them based out of Wisconsin. Quickly tell people, what the heck is Dogtopia?
Yeah, so Dogtopia is a spot where you can take your dog, whether you're going to work or if you just need them to get some socialization or exercise. And this is a safe place to do so. So we are an open facility dog daycare center, and the dogs that do really well in our daycare center get the opportunities to be able to board overnight with us. So if you're going out of town and you just want a safe space for your dog to be, we're going to be that space for you.
Yeah, and you do grooming, but you also do spa. I'm jealous.
Yes.
You have me at spa.
Yeah, so we're always finding ways to spoil your pups. So yeah, some of our included services are like doing dog baths, those brush outs, nail trims, those spa services to make them look nice and pretty. And then a lot of Dogtopias have a certified groomer, so we're able to do those haircuts as well.
All right. Well, I'll let my dogs, Kona and Emma, know about it. They'll be booking.
Yeah,
and I come from a military family, and I really want to salute our other special guest. And she is retired command. Oh, let me get this right. Command Sergeant Major?
Major. Yes.
Wow. Now, I've been schooled My wife was one of the first combat MPs. She was a staff sergeant in the Army, 9 years. And she said, Arden, when the title has command in front of it, that's a big deal. So tell us what that means, Gretchen.
When you have the command before your rank as a sergeant major, that means that you are in command of troops. So sergeant majors can be staff people who, logistics and things such as like this. But when they select you specifically to be in command of troops, then you get the honor of having the command in front of your title.
Does that get you ahead on dinner reservations?
No, not really. Though, like you, most people don't even know what it means.
Well, but also you too have a connection with Dogtopia. Can you tell everybody what that is?
Yes. So I am so honored and pleased to be considered the ambassador for the Dogtopia Foundation. And the foundation is a great organization that raises funds and awareness to get service dogs into the hands of veterans who need them the most. And they have two other things that they really strive to do, and that is hiring people who are on the autistic spectrum to work in their Dogtopia businesses, and also the Read Along program where children can go and read to a dog who is the perfect audience for a child who may be shy in reading out loud. So I travel throughout the United States and represent the Dogtopia Foundation and talk about what a wonderful thing they're doing that's changing and saving lives every day.
And I want people to go to a couple sites after our show. Is it dogtopiafoundation.org, Jordan, and just dogtopia.com?
Yeah. So that is the right sites. If you want to go to the foundation and you want to see what we do on a national level, dogtopiafoundation.org is going to be the right spot. And then, depending on where you live in the area, you can find out where all the active locations are at dogtopia.com. But if you do know that there's one in your neighborhood, just if you know the name, look it up and it'll be right there.
I love the name.
You. Yeah.
So we know how we're going to get into retired Army Grand Poobah Gretchen in a minute, but Jordan, this is kind of cool. You just ran 101 miles to raise money to help get service dogs, and you weren't really a runner?
No. And if my family is watching this or when they watch this, they can second that. I was the type growing up, I loved playing like basketball, baseball. Okay. I could run, but it had to be distracting. It couldn't be the main focus. Like I never liked doing the mile in high school for the presidential fitness. When I got out of sports and I got out of high school, I never ran. And it was something that I really wanted to challenge myself to do. But also I think the biggest thing was that I wanted to find a way where how could I draw as much attention on the foundation and these efforts as possible. And I knew I had to do something crazy. So I decided 101 miles would be crazy enough.
Well, there was a movie, 101 Dalmatians. Now there's 101 miles completed by
there you go.
Jordan Cerrillo, which is pretty awesome. I mean, what is your running style? Do you have a long gait? Do you pray a lot? What's your running style? Do you lumber?
Yeah, so my running style, it's called the Ultra Shuffle, which can be very easily confused with somebody who looks like they're just kind of jogging.
Okay.
So it's really short strides, and it's just kind of like you don't want to use up too much energy. Like when you see people running marathons or in their runs, there's like a really long stride. Mine is not that. Since I'm not trying to cover a short distance, I'm covering a long one. It's this little like kind of shuffle.
And how long did you train to do this?
Yeah, so I trained starting early, like it was about 8 months of training. And I want to say it was like early September was when I was like, okay, I really needed to make a decision on whether or not I'm actually going to be able to do this.
And for everybody out there, Gretchen joined you for the final 10 miles. Gretchen, please tell people you have a service dog, and I don't think you have long strides anymore, right?
So when I found out that Jordan was doing this, I really wanted to be a part of it. And I told him, I said, I would have joined you for the whole thing, but I've got a race the day before getting out that I'd already signed up with my adaptive team Unbroken. So I said, I'll fly from Chicago to Minneapolis and I'll catch you at the last 10 miles of your run and just give him a little bit of encouragement when he really needed it the most. Perhaps because I'm a distance runner too. I'm an endurance athlete. So I know how that feels those last 10 miles. It's exciting, but you really want to be done. And encouragement is really important. So anyway, my stride is, I match my stride to whoever I'm running with. But if it was just me, I do run pretty fast on occasion. And I'm starting to slow down. I'm in my 60s and starting to get some wear and tear, but I'm still a pretty good runner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She definitely was. You could tell just when she was out there with me, like, don't let anything fool you. She can throw down.
You got a military woman telling you, don't drop and give me 20, run and give me 10 more, right? 10 more miles. Was that what
I was actually glad she didn't run the full 100 with me, because she would have shown me up. I would have been just in the dust. She would have been way ahead of me.
So over what time period did you do this distance? And I know it started on Memorial Day weekend in Wisconsin?
Yeah. Yep. So I started on Sunday, which I believe was the 26th or 25th. I'm getting confused. 26th. Thank you. I started on the 26th at 7 a.m. and then I ran through the night into Memorial Day.
Oh, so you didn't sleep?
No.
Wow. Seriously, dude, have you ever done a 10 or 5K before?
I did, maybe when I was a kid, I did something similar.
You hated the President's Mile. I heard you about that.
Yeah, but otherwise before that, no. Up until the training, I did the training for it. So the farthest I got in training was I ran a 50 miler overnight to simulate what it would be like on no sleep running the distance. But prior to any of the training, anything like that, no, I had no idea of what it even took to run a 3K or 5K or 3 miles.
Were there others involved, or you just had a bunch of cheerleaders around you, or what?
Yeah, that was my aid team. So we had, my fiance was out there. She rode a bike to kind of help. Just
say her first name so she loves you.
Michaela. Okay. Yeah, Michaela, my beautiful fiance, super supportive. She ran track in college and cross country. So she was kind of like my coach as well. And we had a van that followed me with some of my family members in there.
You're kind of like the Diane Nyad of the land.
Yeah, she's way better than I am. Yeah, what she did across the from Cuba to Florida, was it? That's insane. Yeah, that's insane.
Hey everyone, we're speaking with Gretchen Evans and Jordan Cerrillo. They are with Dogtopia, and we're going to dive into a little bit more about this 101-mile run they did and why y'all need to pay attention to it, because they're trying to get trained service dogs paired up with military veterans. So we're going to take a short break, and you all know the drill. Oh, I said a drill in front of a sergeant. I can't believe it. We're going to sit, stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a walk on the red carpet, of course. All Behave will be back in a flash right after these messages.
Pause up, pet pals. Arden Moore here, your host of the O Behave Show. Me? Wow. Did you know there's up to 100 million free roaming cats in the United States? And without spay or neuter, that number is only going to keep growing. Not only does spay neuter humanely reduce the community cat population, it keeps cats healthy. Scooter, the neuter cat, is on a mission to give cats an extra life by making it hip to be snipped. Hey, check them out. Go to GiveThem10.org. That's GiveThem10.org, and help us make this a better world for cats.
Ready for the biggest cat celebration in the world? Come to the CFA International Cat Show and Expo in Cleveland, Ohio on October 12th and 13th. The Expo is the world's grandest cat celebration, seamlessly blending pedigree cat exhibitions with feline welfare and rescue initiatives. It captivates over 10,000 feline enthusiasts each year, celebrating all cats, whether rescue or pedigreed, in a shared spirit of love and unity. Dive into cat-themed activations and enlightening educational sessions. Marvel at 1,000 non-pedigree and pedigreed cats, adoptable felines, and explore over 100 cat-themed vendors. It's an event dedicated to honoring our beloved felines and their admirers. And guess what feline influencers are coming to meet and greet? YouTube cat video sensation Aaron's Animals, as well as Nathan the Cat Lady, Lambo Leisha, Choopy, and many, many more. Gather your cat crew and do whatever it takes to head to the CFA Cat Expo. It's a whisker-wiggling, tail-twirling extravaganza you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at cfacatexpo.com. That's CFACATEXPO.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, this is Charles Martin Smith, director of Dog's Way Home, and you're listening to the O Behave Show with Arden Moore on Pet Life Radio.
We're back from the lot. Just checked the paper and we had a record showing at the box. The letterbox, that is. Now back to O Behave. Here's Arden.
Welcome back to the O Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I am saluting two incredible people from Dogtopia. We have Jordan Cerrillo. He is a regional manager in the Wisconsin area. And as we mentioned, we have a retired Command Sergeant Major, Gretchen Evans, who serves as the Dogtopia Foundation ambassador. And you did this 101 miles with Gretchen coming in for the final 10, which you couldn't probably pick a better teammate than Gretchen, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When I needed her most at those 90 miles, she was there. She brought the energy and she helped bring it home.
Is there something you said to him, and please don't use vulgarity, Sergeant?
No, when I first got there, I was singing Army Cadence. I started singing Army Cadence, which put a big smile on his face. And then, I wish the one thing you want to do is take your mind off of what you're doing. So I wish first of all, I wanted to say thank you, because I know that my service dog saved and changed my life. And what he was doing was so important to me and all my fellow veterans who are benefiting from his great effort, because service dogs certainly make a difference in a veteran's life. They say that it reduces depression and anxiety and suicidal ideation by up to 80%, and which is unheard of. But, these dogs become our best friends and our battle buddies. And so I talked to Jordan and just told him how thankful I was for what he was doing. Sing some cadence.
Okay, give us one.
Hey, you ready? Okay, so up in the morning for the break of day. I don't like it. No way. Up in the morning I went to the mess hall to get my food. I said, Mess Sergeant, feed me, please. Mess Sergeant said with a great big grin, if you're going to be airborne, you got to be thin.
I guess I'm not going to be airborne. Okay. Awesome. And we do want to dive in because you've got a couple of special four-leggers in your life, Gretchen. You have Aura and Rusty, and it's up to you, but you served combat in Afghanistan, and folks, she's going to blush, but I'm telling you, we have a real American hero and leader here in the fact that she was awarded the Bronze Star. That's a friggin' big deal. She's in the U.S. Veteran Hall of Fame. And my favorite is she was awarded the prestigious Pat Tillman Award for Service and was at the ESPYs. So I hope you're not blushing too bad, but tell us a little bit about your situation and why the service dogs in your life have made you command life in a great way.
So Aura was my first service dog, and because I'm totally deaf from the blast in Afghanistan, I needed a hearing dog that could alert me to sounds to give me back my independence. Going from being a hearing person for 46 years to being totally deaf was devastating to me. It ended my career. It threw me into a life that I was unfamiliar with. Not being able to hear and to communicate. So Aura was trained by America's Vet Dogs, who Dogtopia Foundation does raise funds for. She was the first hearing dog they ever trained.
Are you kidding? And what kind of breed is Aura?
Aura is a breed between a Labrador and a Golden Retriever.
Okay.
Which is a perfect mix. So Aura, when I got her, it was like all of a sudden I didn't feel like a deaf person anymore. And I could navigate life because Aura would tell me when she heard a sound. And the way she does that is she pokes me with her nose on my thigh when she hears a sound, the doorbell, the microwave, the dryer. I'm not crazy about that one, but she still tells me when it's done. And also she allows me to drive legally because she can alert me to emergency vehicles, whereas before I couldn't hear them. So I was not a safe driver and couldn't have a driver's license. So you can imagine what it felt like to get independence back. But anyway, when she pokes me with her nose, then I look at her and I say, where's the sound? And she takes me to the sound. 2 years ago, we retired Aura. She had worked for me for 10 years, and I travel a lot doing speaking engagements. And like I said, I have an adaptive athletic team, and we do all kinds of crazy things. In fact, in 2 weeks, we're going to go summit Kilimanjaro.
Really? I was just going to maybe go to a movie in 2 weeks, but wow.
Well, that's all good too. But I asked America's Pet Dogs if they would find another and train another hearing dog for me because so I could let Aura retire. And so they trained Rusty, who's purebred Labrador, who's the size of a small pony. He's really tall. And so now Rusty travels with me and does lots of activities with me. I've taken Rusty whitewater rafting and zip lining, and he paddleboards with me.
Wow. I heard he's kind of a go for it goofball a little bit too.
He's a go for it kind of dog. And so both of these dogs, got me out of that dark place when I first was injured and was trying to recover and find my new passion and purpose. And I knew that though these dogs could do that for me, that there was other veterans out there that needed the same thing that I did. So when I found the Dogtopia Foundation, or they found me, I said, what can I do to help? And they said, you can tell your story and help get the word out that these dogs are available free of cost to veterans, and they can help them and navigate their new life post-military.
Well said. And I do salute you for your military service. And I am a big fan of the service dogs. I've done work with Canine Companions when I lived in Oceanside, California. Now I'm in Dallas, and we're working together on some things. And this brings us back to Jordan Cerrillo, because Jordan, I was doing some research on the Dogtopia Foundation. I hope these stats are correct, but your nonprofit arm of Dogtopia, I guess, have raised over $3 million and have paired up about 370 teams of service dogs to veterans, correct?
And learn about Jordan is, as a young man, that he took action. Lots of people, hearing things that touch their hearts, and they think, oh, I would really like to do something about that. And then, in the next 24, 40 hours, life takes over and they forget about it. Or, they don't have time, or they don't make time. And Jordan, made a promise to himself and to others that he was going to do something about this, and he did it. And it was hard. I know how hard running 100 miles is. And he still is enthusiastic after the run. Some people say, it's like childbirth. I'm never doing that again. And then, the dude, yeah. But lots of people are one and done kind of people. But I think what it really did is that I saw it fuel the fire of his passion by saying, I call it the say-do ratio, saying you're going to do something and then actually doing it. That's where the courage comes in, and is actually showing up to the start line in front of people publicly and say, I'm going to do this, not knowing what the X factor could be out there. He could have had rainstorms. He could have had all kinds of things go wrong. And so I always say the courage is saying that you're going to do it and then showing up to do it. That shows a lot of grit and gumption and resilience. And it shows that he does care about the greater good out there, that he is not what I call a self-licking ice cream cone. It's not about Jordan. Okay. It's about others. And so he certainly is in my troop, and he's on my rope team, and I'm proud to have him there.
So Gretchen, he wasn't in your troop, but he is, because he's in a troop to help service members have service dogs. What is something about Jordan that you admired when you saw him get it out on this 101-mile run?
And learn about Jordan is, as a young man, that he took action. Lots of people, hearing things that touch their hearts, and they think, oh, I would really like to do something about that. And then, in the next 24, 40 hours, life takes over and they forget about it, or they don't have time or they don't make time. And Jordan, made a promise to himself and to others that he was going to do something about this, and he did it. And it was hard. I know how hard running 100 miles is, and he's still as enthusiastic after the run. Some people say, it's like childbirth. I'm never doing that again. Okay? And then,
Jordan doesn't have to worry about childbirth. But.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. But lots of people are one and done kind of people. But I think what it really did is that I saw it fuel the fire of his passion by saying, I call it the say-do ratio, saying you're going to do something and then actually doing it. That's where the courage comes in, and is actually showing up to the start line in front of people publicly and say, I'm going to do this, not knowing what the X factor could be out there. He could have had rainstorms. He could have had all kinds of things go wrong. And so I always say the courage is saying that you're going to do it and then showing up to do it. And that, that shows a lot of grit and gumption and resilience. And it shows that he does care about the greater good out there, that he is not what I call a self-licking ice cream cone. It's not about Jordan, okay? It's about others. And so he certainly is in my troop, and he's on my rope team, and I'm proud to have him there.
What do you think? Are you blushing, Jordan?
It means a lot. It does. I really do care about just kind of the impact that it makes. And no, that means a lot. Thank you.
Say-do ratio, everyone. That is the message of the day for sure. And how can they still make donations? Jordan, what can we do to help? Because we're having you say it on this show, and we want people to do something.
Yeah. So to be honest, it doesn't have to be just towards my donation campaign. You can find it on the Dogtopia of Woodbury Facebook and Instagram, or the Dogtopia of Eau Claire Facebook or Instagram, where we have a link for my specific fundraising. But honestly, if you're just interested in learning more about Dogtopia Foundation and donating to the nationwide cause, like, you can just go on the dogtopiafoundation.org, and that's where you're able to donate as well.
Now, we can't end this show without saying something about what Gretchen did before and after. So you help him with the final 10 miles, and we're going to have you do one more Army chant before we let you go. But what did you do before, and what did you do after?
So after?
Before and after. Didn't you do something before too? Didn't you run something beforehand and then met him and then did the Appalachian?
Well, yeah. So after I left Jordan, I flew to Asheville, North Carolina, and hopped on the Appalachian Trail with 12 mixed ability veterans as part of the organization that helps people recalibrate. And so, I traded my running shoes in for my hiking boots and had a beautiful hike in North Carolina on the Appalachian Trail. And it was such an
For how many days?
5.
So you didn't sit on the couch after you helped Jordan. You got your butt off the couch and on the trail, right?
That's right. Yes, ma'am, I did.
Come on, give us another Army hates thing. Come on, this is fun. This is fun.
Okay, let's see. When my granny was 96, she did PT just for kicks. When my granny was 97, she ran all the way to heaven. When my granny was 98, she said, drop down and give me 8. When my granny was 99, she ran PT just for fun.
Nice. Hey, everybody. We have been so honored to have on our show 2 superheroes. I'm going to call them Jordan Cerrillo and Gretchen Evans. They represent Dogtopia. Go to dogtopia.com. Check out dogtopiafoundation.org. See all the great works that they're doing. And personally, I love them. I'm a master certified pet first aid instructor. Been doing that since 2011. And many of the people I've trained are people from Dogtopia. And my feeling is this, Jordan, if you're going to take care of my most priceless asset, not my car, not my house, my dog, you better know what to do and what not to do when minutes count in a pet first aid emergency. So personally and professionally, I salute your organization for recognizing the need to have them certified in pet first aid. And I don't care if it's my program or someone else. That's a big deal for pet parents.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a big deal for me. I own 3 as well. So it's a big deal for me too.
Well, we heard your name of your fiance. I have some dog ears I feel that are perking up in the background. You better salute your 3.
Yeah, so I have Harper, who is an Australian cattle dog. I have Wally, who's an Australian Shepherd. And then I have Indy, who is a mini Aussie Doodle. So a lot of Aussies in the house.
Oh, yeah. A lot of brain power. All right.
Yeah.
What's your parting message, Jordan?
I guess my parting message would be, this is not the end of just some of the things I'd like to do towards the foundation. I hope this is only the beginning. And, you know, whether it is, you know, a dog in your life, a veteran in your life, hold them close, hold them tight, be thankful for them. And also, hopefully you guys can find a, you know, if it's not the Dogtopia Foundation, something to back that is equally as impactful. Because I promise you, it makes you feel so full inside, just seeing the benefits that it provides.
I love that. And retired Commander Sergeant Major Gretchen Evans, what's your parting message?
My parting message is that if you can help, you should. It's great to believe in people, and it always feels better to give than to receive. And one little alibi I'll throw in there, just because I'm bodacious, is that, you know, I'm a motivational speaker, and I talk about teamwork and leadership and grit and gumption. And anybody, company that would like to have me come out and give a keynote, I will donate that speaker fees to the Dogtopia Foundation.
You heard it here. That's a big woof. I love it. Hey, again, everybody, thank you for tuning in. By the way, our show, Oh Behave, is the longest running weekly pet podcast on the planet. Been on the air since 2007 when no one knew what a podcast was. I swear that my water bottle probably has its own podcast show now. And we are the podcast to watch or listen to as picked by feedspot.com. And I'm very proud to team up with my producer, Mark Winter. He is the executive producer of Pet Life Radio. Check out all the shows on our network and go to my site, ardenmoore.com. Check out Pet First Aid for You and my YouTube channel, which is growing in numbers, but I've been told I have to add more hashtags. Okay. So it's just Arden Moore. And until next time, this is your flea-free host, Arden Moore, delivering just 2 words to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there. Oh, behave.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. Oh Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.